So starting this day out with measuring tree spacing. So when we shake, we charge by the tree, and every orchard's planted differently. So I got to measure the distance between the trees, like across the row, and then the space from tree to tree in the same row. And then you calculate how many trees per acre, and then you know what the rate is. So this ranch is new to us for doing work for, and I don't have any notes on it or anything. So I got 4 or 5 blocks I got to go measure and figure out what they are. I think looking at these, both of these varieties, there's 2 varieties in here, they're the same, but sometimes the growers will plant, one variety maybe heavier than the other one or lighter. There's a lot of reasons for that, tree size or soil type and whatnot. So I'm going to measure these all out and take my notes. Here, hold that for me, please. So we got 20 feet across and 18, 20 by 18. Check this next row. It looks the same, but I want to make sure. Yep, it's the same. So I just drew up a quick map and gonna write all this down. And I left my pen in the car. Alright, let's go get... I'm riding in style today. My truck's had a shop getting worked on. Got to get it smogged, which has turned into a fiasco. And then this had to get smogged. So I did a little swap-a-roo, so I'm rolling around in the wife's car. And I'll tell you what, it was pretty nice this morning. It was cold and I had a heated steering wheel. It's pretty nice. I'll keep it clean, honey, I promise. Okay, there's 5 blocks here total, and I think it's 260 acres between the 5 blocks. I got to get exact measurements for each block, but each block is either a 20 by 18 or 20 by 16 planting. So you take the width of the row and then the space between the trees, you multiply those together, and then you take that number and you divide it by 43,560. So a 20 by 16 is 136 trees per acre. Now this whole ranch is not 136, but if it was, and it was 260 acres, that would mean we'd shook 35,360 trees. So that means that many times the shaker head went in, went out, shook. So that's that many times the buttons are getting shook on the joystick, or not shook, getting pushed on the joystick. That's pretty wild. So yeah, I got the tree spacings all done. I know how much the total is, but I want to have it broken down by field. I could measure it myself. I got an app to do that, but I always like to ask the grower, because they probably have their own map and they know what it is. But I do use the app to double check, because you never know. Sometimes it's in my favor, sometimes it's in their favor, and I'll usually let them know, hey, this is what I measured. Maybe it's less than what they told me or more, but I usually let them know if there's a big difference. A lot of times, if there's a half an acre or a couple acres, it's kind of like, big deal. It might have something to do with the roads or whatever. But yeah, so this ranch is all marked for me in my notes, and I'm going to take a picture of it because I drew a map, and I have a photo album in my phone that I just take pictures of all the different ranch maps I have. I do have a binder I carry with me, but I don't always have the binder. We always have our phones with us, right? So that's what we're going to do. There's a lot of mummies in certain areas in this field, so it's a good thing we're shaking it. That's an end tree too. A lot of times the end trees are the worst. But we're down to our last, I think George said they have 50 acres to do tonight, and that's it. We're done. I mean, unless somebody calls and needs help, but it's the what is today? 23rd, so they'll be done tomorrow, the 24th, and I've seen bee boxes out in the field, so that's a sign that bloom's coming. The farmers and the beekeepers are getting ready for it, so it's time to be done. So we've had, let's see, we shook for 3 weeks. I think we started like the second week of December. Maybe it was the first week, I don't remember. We shook for 3 weeks, we got rained out for a week, and then I think we're on week 3 or 4 after. So we've been busy. The machines are ready to go back to the shop, and I think so are the guys. We're almost done. Alright, now we're in the shop. Here's a project I've been avoiding. I started working on this way too long ago, and then it was Thanksgiving and Christmas and everything else, and have not got it done yet, but I need to get it done. So I don't know if I mentioned it in the video, but put in a new oil cooler in it. I've had all the parts, just got to get it done. And I hate working on cars or trucks. I don't mind working on tractors or equipment. I hate working on cars and trucks, but we got to get this thing done and get it out of here, because the shakers are done. They're on their way back to the shop. Mummy's shaking season is done, so that means we're going to get more busy in the shop. And anyway, I need to get this thing out of here and make more room. So that's what we're going to do. All right. O-rings first. White grease. Thing works. It's got two caps. This end is the filter housing, and then the other end plugs into the block. And this truck came in leaking, and I thought, okay, I'll just reseal the oil cooler. I've done it before, but when I took it apart, there was a bunch of pitting, and it just didn't look that great. So I really didn't want to mess around with putting it back together and then it leaking again, so I just opted to get new. So yeah, we'll see, fingers crossed. All right, that was a pain in the butt to get that together. I didn't film it, but whew, what I finally did is I actually put the ends in front of the shop heater over there. And I figured the heat kind of maybe would make them open up and expand, and they popped right on. Now I got to put it on the truck. This truck's been sitting here long enough that the shop cat left me little presents in the floor sweep. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. trying to get comfortable, but pretty much impossible. Okay, where's the other one at? I can't really see. To yep, it started. All right, let's snug this up and come back to you guys. Moment of truth. This truck's, again, been sitting for a while. I don't know if that's the light or the... Let me clean that off. Okay, that's better. It's cleaner. Alright, moment of truth. So I'm just gonna cycle the glow plugs a couple times because this truck, again, has been sitting for a while. There's one. Battery chargers on it. This truck's always kind of hard to start. Hey, look at that! Oh, try again. Come on. A little cold. Oh. Alright, there we go. So, I just put water in it because I want it to get hot. Run through the system, and then I'm going to drain it to basically flush the coolant. I still got to put oil in the front and rear dips, but other than that, it's alive for the first time in too long. Yahoo! I drove a 96 F350 with a straight pipe 7.3. That thing sounded good. I've always loved the way the 7.3 sound. Like I said, I just got regular water in here. I'm gonna let it come up to temperature, and then we'll drain it, see how it looks, maybe do it once, second time if it needs it, and then we'll just put fresh coolant in it. Sounds good. Just had to double check it would restart. So it's been running for a while. It's hot. So now I'm gonna drain the coolant and probably burn my hands. See how that goes. Not so bad so far. All right. pretty clean, actually. I was worried it was going to have a bunch of dirt and scale, and I don't know. I've had this truck for 8 years, and I don't think I've ever drained the coolant in it. Pretty happy with that. I think I'll just do it once and refill it and call it good. Hey, they're done shaking. Yeah! Woo! They're rolling in. So, George, you've just completed your mummy shaking season. What are you going to do? Where are you going to go next?
I'm going to Disneyland.
I doubt that. They are home. Mummy shaking is done. That's a big relief. Just in time, too. Bloom's coming fast. But yeah, we had a good mummy season. I think we maybe broke our record for acres shook. I got to double check, but we had a pretty good season, so I'm pretty grateful for that. Anyway, all right, well, that's going to be it. I'm in this F350 I've been working on. I'm going to take it down the road, get it warmed up, and change the transmission fluid. So we'll catch you guys next time. See ya. Gotcha.